Were you encouraged or discouraged by what you saw last night?
I mean, I'm what I was. I mean, Skip tried to get me to get excited about Darvin Ham, and you're saying the sky's the limit, but this is what they are. Skip told me that the T-Wolves was better without Rudy Gobert in 12 games. They were 8-4 without Rudy.
True.
They have the number 1 overall draft pick in Karl Anthony Towns. They have the number 1 overall draft pick in Anthony Edwards. They have the 4th overall draft pick with Mike Conley. So it's not like they're devoid of really good players.
Agreed.
Ant-Man is an all-star. Mike Conley's been an all-star. Cat is an all-star.
Yeah.
Both guys have been. Cat has been, if I'm not mistaken, was offensive rookie of the year. Was a rookie of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it goes without saying they have good players. And when you shoot the ball as well as they shot it, they shot 65% from the 2 in the first quarter. They shot 56% from the 3. They shot 59% from the 2 in the first half, 56% from the 3. Skip, you're going to give yourself a great chance to win a ball game if you keep shooting like that. Some of it was they were making shots, shot clock going down, Conley letting threes go, and then some of them was uncontested, trying to keep dribble penetration, trying to deal with Cat. Cat started out on fire. I mean, you can't do anything like that. The guy's shooting 15-footers, 1-foot step backs.
Yep.
Anthony Davis is one of the premier defenders in all of basketball, and Cat gave him all he could handle the first half of the ball game. What really helped was that they got in foul trouble. So, no, I'm not discouraged. I'm not encouraged. LeBron James, the oldest player on the court by at least 3 years over Mike Conley, he was gassed. He played 45 minutes in his ninth game back. And I knew they were going to be in trouble, Skip. I knew LeBron was going to have to play a lot more minutes than he ever wanted to or they wanted to play, considering he was at 20 minutes at the half. They try to keep him 16 or under. So that way they play him like 8-9 minutes. That gives him about 25 minutes. And so now we can keep him 35 and under. He get to 20 minutes at the half, he's going to be somewhere around 40.
Yep.
And he was for the ball game. That's if the ball game ends, Skip. He's at 40 minutes. With the extra 5 minutes, he's at 45. So this is what I expected. The Lakers dominated the paint, 54-46. And guess what? Free throws. They needed those free throws last night. Now, you shoot 60% of your free throws last night, you're going to lose that game, and you're going to look back.
Yep.
Turnover, they turned the ball over late. Skip, LeBron, we're going to talk about LeBron a little later, and what do we make of his performance. But the Lakers, they're in the play-in. I mean, so it's not like they're the number 1 seed. They're in the play-in for a reason. They've been inconsistent. They were inconsistent last night, but they found a way to scratch and claw and win a ball game. So I'm what I was going into the ball game. I give them a 15% chance of advancing and making some noise. But no, I'm not discouraged. I'm what I am.
You're just what you are.
Just what I am, Skip.
Okay, I do remain slightly encouraged because your team, as I pointed out and correctly predicted on schedule when it happened, took off at the trade deadline thanks to Rob Pelinka, the Executive of the Year in the National Basketball Association. They have had the best record since the trade deadline in the NBA. They have had a top 3 defense since the trade deadline in the NBA. Okay, before I launch on then what I saw last night, I will say this, biggest picture, what I am learning slowly but surely about the play-in format, it does favor the 8 seed or the other seed, because what happens is you get the 8 seed coming in to play the 7 seed at its place, and for the 8 seed, it's do or die.
Right.
Right? Okay? Although you get to fall back. But what I'm saying is they're a little more desperate. And for the 7 seed, they know that they have a safety net because they're going to get another home game, right?
The 19 winner.
Okay. So we saw what happened to the Heat last night. We're going to talk about them. It was as shameful an Eric Spoelstra / Pat Riley performance as I can ever remember for their team. But in this case, the Lakers probably didn't take the T-Wolves quite seriously enough until they just flat out had to in the fourth quarter and overtime. Biggest picture. Your team won last night because I believe it has turned into just maybe the best defensive team in all of basketball. I know Milwaukee plays at an extremely high level, in large part because of Giannis. Drew Holiday's good at perimeter. Okay, we get that.
Right.
I know that Boston, they may not be quite what they were last year, but they're still a top 5 defense.
Absolutely.
You could even say a top 3 defense.
Yes.
But all of a sudden, very quietly, off radar, your Lakers can play suffocating defense. And in the fourth quarter and overtime, they just flat out locked down and shut down the T-Wolves, despite all that talent that they had, despite all the shooting. If I look at the numbers just over the final 6 minutes of the fourth quarter and overtime, look at this. The T-Wolves went 2 of 16. They went 0 of 9 from 3. They turned it over 6 times because they were getting turned over by the Lakers.
Right.
So the reason I'm slightly encouraged is because when you can defend at that high a level, Shannon, you can go places with that.
Yeah.
Because it will travel. You can take your defense on the road to Memphis for that game 1 that we're going to talk about in just a couple of minutes here on Sunday at Memphis. Your defense will go with you, and it will serve you well at Memphis. All right. Now, what's the bigger picture here? You got a huge break last night because a former number 1 overall pick named Ant-Man, as in Anthony Edwards, he shot 3 of 17 last night. He was 0 of 9 from 3. Yeah, they were hot-handed for the most part.
But he wasn't.
Well, what if he makes 2 or 3 threes? Could you be in big trouble facing a Friday night, game for a do-or-die game? And I'm sure you could be. He did give you 8 rebounds. He did block 3 shots. So they all played hard, and they played very well, and they hung in. But now we get to the bigger picture here. You did win the fourth quarter 19-12. The T-Wolves scored 12 points. You did win.
You should have had only 9.
Okay, well, you could argue that because of AD's, as LeBron called it, a brain fart. And it was a brain fart. Okay.
Well, he should have learned. Didn't he learn against the Mavericks? You remember what he did?
He did the same thing. Okay, listen, AD, we know he drifts sort of emotionally, but he drifts psychologically. His mind just wanders. I don't know. Sometimes I think he forgets where he is.
Yes.
He forgets how to play. He forgets the rules of the road.
Skip, how many times you seen him run that exact same play?
It's
the
just,
backside out of bounds, they throw it clear cross court to the other side.
I've seen it. I
What
saw
you guarding the
Matt Ryan do it for your Lakers. Isn't that his name? The guy who's now on the T-Wolves.
Yeah. So I'm asking AD, why are you guarding the paint? They're down 3. Ain't nobody coming in the paint. Ain't nobody going to lay it up.
I think the Spurs invented that play because once upon a time, Duncan threw it all the way across the court to Ginobili, who beat Golden State before they were Golden State.
And remember, they tried to do that to Danny Green, and Chris Bosh blocked it.
He blocked it. Okay. So I give you all that. You did barely win the fourth quarter and overtime, mainly because they scored a grand total of 16 points in the fourth quarter and overtime.
Yep.
All right. So now I get to the guts of what happened last night. LeBron has been playing at a supremely high level. For 3 quarters, he played at a supremely high level. We're going to give him a letter grade later. I would give him a very high letter grade for the first 3 quarters. I'm going to give him a very low letter grade for the fourth and overtime, especially the last 6 minutes of regulation and overtime. Because if you want to argue he ran out of gas, you can argue that. I can't. It's like your injury rule. If you're out there, I just got to grade you as an all-time great player who's out there in a game that is very important. It is a playoff for the playoff game.
Right.
And you did pull it out, but it was really in spite of what LeBron did, because if we could roll his tape, this is just what LeBron did. I'm going to give you one great thing that he did, but everything else was not very good, because we start out with he misses a little inside shot with 4:21 left. They're still down 5. This is LeBron.
Well, he was trying to throw a lob to AD.
I don't even know what it was, but that's the shot he missed, and it got half blocked. I don't know what happened. And then here we go again. This is a turnover, bad turnover at 3:49. And then we got another miss.
He turned that over, yep.
Yeah, he turned that over. Then we got another missed shot right here. He tried to go glass and shot a little too hard. Then I'm going to give you this. At 2:02, he made one big shot all night, really, and it's the only 3 points he scored in the fourth quarter and overtime. He made a 3 to tie the game. Mm-hmm. Give you that. Then he heat checked and came right back down and said, okay, I'm going to do it again. Yeah, and I'm going to miss long, okay? And then he comes down with another just unsightly turnover. It's just terrible. It's just careless, like it's Westbrookian. What are you doing? And then we come back down.
That's on him, because he got to keep coming to the ball.
Okay, and that's a clear path foul to me. I was surprised they didn't call it as a clear path.
Had he not hit the ball first, they would have.
Now we're down to the last play that he passes to Schröder. We'll get back to that in just a second. And then we got now we're in overtime, and he's got the 17-foot step back, and he misses that one. That was to go up 5. And then we got one more bad pass that's bad pass turnover by him that leads to the Prince 3. That was to tie the game. That was the flashpoint of the game to me that led to the 2 Schröder free throws that iced it. Okay. All right. Now let's go back to the fateful play. This is our classic conflict that we have talked about for years and years. It's LeBron saying, I'm going to play the right way. I'm going to make the correct basketball play. Yeah. I'm going to trust my teammate. Yeah. Okay. This, to me, is the classic difference between LeBron James and Michael Jordan. You couldn't make it any more different because LeBron is still, to me, the best passer in basketball. I honor that. I bring it up. Okay. I tweet about it. So he drives on Karl Anthony, and it's just those two, mano a mano in the lane. Remember, Cat's got 5 fouls at that point. You could foul him out. You could just go body to body. You could go 6'9". He's what, 6'11"-ish, I think. I don't think he's quite 7 feet. You could just go up strong against him, and at the very worst, I believe you'll get fouled because they're going to give you that call at the crypt on national TV. They're going to give the guy you called the GOAT, the greatest scorer in the history of the league, they're going to give him that call. Jordan just says, get out of my damn way. I'm going to stick this. I'm going to dunk your head in the basket.
Well, he didn't do that when he passed to Steve Kerr.
Okay. All right. But that play was called on the side.
So this play wasn't called?
I don't think that was called.
How do you know?
Well, I can just tell.
How?
Okay. You saw how it started at the top with Schröder giving it to LeBron, and he thought LeBron was going to go. And he just drifts clear to the far corner.
So why did he go to the corner?
And help me out. What is Mike Conley doing? High IQ Mike Conley. He drifts into the lane like he's going to block LeBron's shot. I'm saying, what are you doing? What? Because who is the clutchest closer for your Lakers? Who has been all year long? Who has made all the biggest clutch late shots? Dennis Schröder. I go back and forth on this. I've told you this all year. The game at Sacramento, he was the one who said, okay, LeBron, you don't want to do this. I'll drive it, and I'll go make the 2 free throws.
What about the clutch shot that he missed on December 23rd against the Hornets?
Well, he's not going to make every one of them.
Hold on.
He has been the clutchest closer routinely for this team.
I love how Dennis Schröder's not going to make every single one of them, but you listed 15 games yesterday in which LeBron James should have closed.
Well, he should have closed.
He's not going to make all of them.
All right. But to me, LeBron does not trust himself at the late game free throw line, so I give it up. I'm going to give it up to you. At the last second, he says, I see Dennis. I'm going to kick it to him.
What you mean the last second? Skip, the guy was wide open.
Okay. It's LeBron freaking James or Michael freaking Jordan. I was there. I covered all those games. I know him. I know his mentality. There is no way he's kicking the ball at the last second to the deep corner.
I remember a guy. They used to kill Kobe because he wouldn't pass the ball in that situation. Why wouldn't he pass the ball to Fish? Why wouldn't he pass the ball to the open guy? They killed Kobe for that. LeBron James passes, he makes the right basketball play. Now, see, you'd have had a compelling argument like you always do if he misses it. Okay, but he made the shot, and
Dennis missed some before, right?
Okay. What I'm saying, Skip. Right. But Skip,
even you're trusting Dennis Schröder more than you trust you.
But you just said he's the clutch. Hold on. And just 30 seconds ago, you said he's the clutch. Yep. Okay, so now you don't want
I just want to emphasize what LeBron is doing because usually you would think the super-duper star would trust himself to make that play.
No, I'm going to trust...
Dennis Schröder gets trusted more than LeBron.
No, he doesn't.
I want you to admit that.
No, it's not the truth. Because who had the ball in their hands? If they trust Schröder, they'd have put the ball in his hands.
Okay, but it didn't wind up in his hand. It wound up in Dennis Schröder's hands. He put the game on the line.
Let me ask you a question.
And wait a second. Did you need a 3?
No,
you needed a 2.
Let me ask you a question.
Is that the right basketball play?
Who had the ball to make the play?
Dennis Schröder. Dennis Schröder.
So Dennis Schröder had the ball, dribbled up under, dribbled all the way around, and shot the 3.
No, but
okay, then that's who had the ball. LeBron.
At this last second, it goes to Dennis Schröder.
Skip, LeBron had the ball. With 19 seconds, they took the ball out. LeBron had it. He went all the way up under the basket, and
if you have LeBron James with the ball in his hand, what is the safer, more predictable play? LeBron wins the game or Dennis Schröder from the far corner?
Think about it, Skip.
Okay.
Think about this.
Which is the safer play?
You just said...
What's the more predictable? It's LeBron.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Why did Mike Conley come in the lane?
I don't know.
They had 5 guys up in the air, 1 guy wide open, an NBA player wide
Mike
open
Conley
for a
just
short
drifted
porch
into the
three.
lane and didn't even try to guard LeBron.
Okay, so
he
why
just stood there?
So why did he come in the lane?
Lost his man.
So let me ask
he
you a
lost
question.
his mind.
Let me ask you a question. Is he coming in the lane for anybody else? No.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think he would come in the lane for anybody else because, well, anybody who can score, right?
Well,
but
all
LeBron routinely will not take that shot.
Yeah.
And I believe because I can show you the stats, he has been notoriously poor at the late game, close game free throw line. He does not want to shoot those free throws. I told you my biggest regret about where he did drive the basketball on Jason Tatum at Boston in that classic game was that he did get fouled clearly. I mean, Jason Tatum was trying to intentionally hack him, and I wanted to see LeBron go to the free throw line and just make one because this was another one. But all you have to do is make one free throw.
But here's the thing.
Now, again, I'm trusting that he would get the call from KAT at home.
See, now you're trusting that he gets the call. But this is what I want to go back. You said there's stats that says LeBron is the worst late-game free throw.
Yes.
But there's also stats that says LeBron is the most clutch. LeBron has the most game-winning shots. But you disregard all of that.
Well, I'm just doing late-game free throws. That's all that matters.
What about late-game shots? What about late-game game-winning shots?
Take it. Take it. Pull up and take a little jumper off the glass.
Now, see,
do whatever you want to do.
Skip.
Okay, well, now you're talking out of both sides.
No, I'm not, Skip.
Tell me which it is.
Skip.
No, just tell me which it is.
What it is, he made a basketball play. He made the best play.
It's classic. It's another play that LeBron turned down. He has turned down countless number of plays.
You sound ridiculous.
No, you
do. You sound ridiculous,
no,
Skip. You sound ridiculous because what you're trying to do, you're trying to protect your narrative that LeBron isn't clutch.
I'm not.
Yes, you are. You created this narrative.
I don't have a narrative.
Yes,
the stats scream it.
The stat says he's the best clutch.
He is not.
He's the best clutch guy in that situation.
No.
Better than Jordan, better than Kobe.
No.
That's what the stats say.
No, they do not. You want to do late game, close game free throws?
See, now you can see, you go to one thing, I say, game-winning
free throw situation.
Skip, you see what you do?
You need 1 point.
Hold on. Okay, what about the 2? What about the 3? What about the game-winning shots in the playoffs?
Why didn't he take it? Why didn't he take it?
Because he had a Skip. You want him to take a high-degree difficulty. He's almost behind the backboard. There is Dennis Schröder in the short porch corner for a wide-open 3. And you say, LeBron, why do you force up an acrobatic shot?
Yep.
Really?
Okay, really. Here's what just happened in this game. Big game for the Lakers. Last 15 minutes of the game. That counts 10 minutes that he played in the fourth quarter and 5 minutes of overtime. He made one shot, and I give you one big shot. It was a good one. I give you that. At the 2-minute mark, he made a 3. That's all he made. In all those minutes of fourth quarter, all that overtime, 15 total minutes of the game, he made one shot. How many times did he get to the free throw line? Would you believe 0? He is, what do I say? I tell you again, he's the greatest driver of the basketball in the history of this game, and it ain't close. And he's still the best bully ball player in basketball. And Karl Anthony's got 5 fouls, in large part because of LeBron's drives.
Can I ask you a question?
Okay, did he get to the free throw line in the fourth quarter overtime? No. Thank you.
I just want to ask you a question. If he doesn't go crazy in the third quarter, do they have a chance in the fourth?
Well, they were still down in the fourth.
Come on, Skip. I just asked you.
Right.
It's a simple yes or
Okay,
simple
well, it's the classic. LeBron is Mr. Three Quarters. Is that what you want? Is that the GOAT?
So now the man goes crazy in the third quarter, gets him back in the ball game, and now you say, well, he didn't do anything. What about the 3 to tie the game?
I just told you for 3 quarters he was sensational. What about the 3 to tie the game? That's all you got. You made one shot.
We won the game, Skip.
Okay, you did win the game.
Skip, we can...
I think you won in spite of him because I showed you. He had 3 big turnovers in the fourth quarter.
I want to make sure...
3. No, there's no making sure. It's the facts.
No, okay, so in other
Even
words,
you admitted when I showed you the video. That's terrible, and that's terrible, and that's terrible.
I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly.
In fact, it should have been 4 turnovers because you just admitted you got to go harder for the ball that Austin Reeves threw in bounds.
So if LeBron James does not play, the Lakers win this game.
If he does not play...
Because you say they won in spite of him.
Okay.
So if he'd have been out of the game, they would have won anyway.
Okay.
Are you saying that?
In the fourth quarter and overtime.
For the game.
No, in the fourth quarter and overtime, they won in spite of him.
No, you
Did he help them win the game in the fourth quarter and overtime?
Yes!
He made one shot.
So did he? Hold on.
15 minutes?
Hold on.
Really?
Make sure I get this right, because I don't want to shortchange him. Hold on. LeBron James. So did he have any rebounds?
Okay.
Did he have any rebounds?
Well, I don't know. What's your stat sheet say?
My stat sheet said he had 3 rebounds.
I have him for 3 points in 15 minutes.
No, okay.
Is he the leading scorer?
The only way,
he's the leading scorer in the history of the NBA.
So the only way you can contribute to win is scoring. So rebounding, it doesn't contribute. Assisting doesn't contribute.
Okay, there's no Gobert. There's no Jaden McDaniels. He got to play against Taurean Prince the whole night.
My
Is Taurean Prince as good a defender as Jaden McDaniels? No.
Skip, at some point, Skip, give the man
You got to let this go.
30 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists.
Okay.
And you find fault.
No, I don't. Do I find fault? I just demonstrated all the fault. They were very fortunate to win this game. He did not contribute much except 1 3 late in the game, right?
He didn't contribute much. Huh?
Okay. And what about Anthony Edwards? And then how about Kyle Anderson? They have the ball. They have a chance to win. If we could see this is late in the game. Kyle Anderson has an unforced error that just loses the game. It's a golden opportunity for them to win. And it's the same Kyle Anderson who was calling out.
That ain't him, man. That ain't him. No, that ain't him. That ain't him.
That is the blunder of the night. He dribbles the ball off his own foot. And I wondered, I tweeted about this. Is Rudy Gobert somewhere chuckling over that one?
No, that's a situation like my grandma used to say.
Yeah.
Boy, God don't like ugly. Sometimes he don't like pretty.
No.
You see how karma did that?
That is karma.
That's how karma do it.
Woohoo!
Sometimes you have to wait years for it. Sometimes it's Amazon Prime. It'll get it to you that same day.
Well, he delivered right off his own foot, and that was the end of that deal.
Now, what did he say after the game? What did he have to? I didn't hear after the game because it was already way past my bedtime. It was way past my bedtime.
I stayed up and watched Inside the NBA.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
You out your mind?
Well, I am. My eyes are burning right now.
I watched the inside of my eyelids. I know. I watched the inside of my. That's what I watched.
Well, I was so excited I couldn't go to sleep.
I was excited too. I couldn't sleep. I was like,
thank you, Lord.
All I saw was this. I just saw he held it too. He held it too. Did he skip?
Ice water.
He held it.
Ice water.
Boom!
He's got some guts, that little man.
Who?
Little Schröder.
I ain't talking about no Schröder. I'm talking about GOAT.
GOAT?
92, 95. He's like, he said, give me something.
What you meant, Dennis Schröder? Ice water. Even LeBron's doing ice water, right? Ice water. He's got it in his veins.
Freeze!
Well, okay. Bring on Dylan Brooks.
Freeze, Skip. Now you a Dylan Brooks fan.
Yeah, here we go. Bring on Dylan Brooks.
You terrible, Skip. Now you want Dylan Brooks.
No, here we go. Let's talk about this.
I thought you liked the Lakers.
Yeah. I'm favoring the Lakers over Dylan Brooks.
Oh, my goodness.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, guys. The T-Wolves go on to play the winner of tonight's game.
They go to play the Thunder.
Versus the Thunder. We will see. We will see. I'm going with Pelicans. I think it's going to be a rematch.
So am I.
Then that Lakers Grizzlies. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Subscribe here to get the very latest from Skip and Shannon. Plus, go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.